What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Love and Pain podcast, where the Love Doctor and I talk about love, relationships, and everything in between. I'm your resident single lady advisor, Pain, who is an experienced single lady on a quest for balance. And this is the Love Doctor. Take it away, Chuck.
What's happening, everybody? Like I said, I'm a changed person. You know, I was looking at this movie. It was like a documentary on drug rehab. And they always normally use former addicts because they have walked down the similar path as the other addicts. So if you haven't walked down the path of a man, you cannot be judgmental, or you cannot act like you actually know what he's going through. So that's what I'm bringing to you guys. You know, I've been there. Take it from me, being a former hoe. My mindset was a lot differently. I changed the way that I thought, and I can be completely honest because now that I'm married, I've been completely honest with my wife. She knows everything about me. She's accepted everything, and she trusts me for the man that I am today.
That's beautiful. I love you. Put some little bit of stank on it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe, and please hit that notification bell so that you can stay up to date on all the new content we release. So let's get into it. Chuck, how are you doing today?
I'm fine. How you doing?
I'm alive. I can't complain. If I did, nobody would care.
Okay.
How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was nice. Actually, we now have there's a second show that's on the channel that we're going to be doing. We did a test run last night. It's called Cultural Nightcap. And it was me and a partner of mine from high school. And we're going to be running that every Sunday at 7 p.m. So so it'll be like Sunday, and then this will be Monday. And we ran it through. He had a little technical difficulties on his part, but we working through it. Like I said, we just still young in this game, and we learning. But we went through it, and I think it's going to be a pretty good show because he's just to say a little backstory about him. His son died of a drug overdose a couple years ago, and he's as a parent, we want to protect our children, and sometimes he goes back to through the steps and wonders that what could I have done to have saved him, and and it was really like just authentic, and he just it was just an authentic guy, and we'll be running through. We'll have guests and things like that. It'll be a lot of the things that guys go through in the community, so it'll be a little bit different look, but we're gonna be doing that every Sunday at 7 p.m. And this past weekend, I actually got to go to a Nacho Libre, and what that is like we went to a park where me and my wife, we went to a park. It's like they had Mexican wrestling there, and they had like all types of different like food trucks and things like that. I'm starting to like here, you got more authentic Mexican spots. So I'm starting to get into like the Mexican food a little bit different. We had this, they had these, this birria tacos and the birria quesadillas. And what it is like, it's like a beef. And they had like these different like little vegetables in there, like onions and peppers and stuff like that. And then they had this like juice thing that you actually dip it into the juice, before you eat it. It was like kind of like an au jus type of thing, but it was really good though. And then I had the Mexican, the little Mexican punch. I mixed pineapple and mango. That's my go-to, and it is really good. So I had a nice time. It was a beautiful weather. It was kind of windy, but I mean the weather was like Cali weather. It was a steady breeze, like you were on the beach. Mid 70s. It was just a beautiful day to be outside. So we had a nice time.
Wow, look at you out here getting all into your Latin bag. I love it. But you doing shows without me? You doing shows with other people, Chuck?
Look, don't even try to play me. You said I was like, hey, how many shows you want to do? I'm only available for one show a week. So I ain't trying to hear that.
You're just cheating on me. That's how we start our relationship, huh? It's cool. I know how to share, so it's cool, Chuck. Duly noted.
Whatever.
That is so cool. I'm glad. I love my weekend. What did I do this weekend? I worked. I work at this theater, it's a Black theater here, And like you, I too was hanging out with a whole bunch of Latinos. I bartended at something called the Miss Latino Ohio. And so that is like the precursor to Miss Latin USA. I could be totally making it up, but that's basically the premise. So Ohio selects one person and it competes with other Latinas across the United States. And it was nice. You saw them in their costumes and they had their outfits from their heritage and they was doing their thing. So I had that on Saturday. And then I had I had a couple friends who had some people pass away. So we hung out and we just talked. And as you get older, going out to the club doesn't really excite me. Going out isn't all that super exciting to where a lot of people are. But I like to get with people, have that conversation, talk. So that was pretty good. So that was my weekend. I had a really good weekend. I'm making some changes. I told you I want to move to Tennessee. So that's in the works of talking to some people. So I feel good, man. I feel chill, Chuck.
That's good. That's cool. That's what's happening.
What's in the news? What's going on in the news today?
Oh, let me say what's up to my dark-skinned twin. He just gave me a shout out. What's up? That's my dog from back. We go way back. That's my dog.
Hey, twin.
Yeah. And we always, I'm telling you, hey, we was dangerous out here. I'm telling you. I ain't even gonna go into some of the things we did, but yeah, if you like one of us, you like both of us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Freaknik is coming out. Are you guys gonna be on that?
We ain't never get to go to Freaknik together. I'm glad we didn't.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But anyway, in the news, just breaking news, they actually just raided P. Diddy's home in L.A.
I saw that.
You seen that?
Yeah, and, I just saw the headlines.
Yeah, so they just raided his home. Like I said, P. Diddy was in the news. Lately, he got filed charges by one of his producers named Little Rod, who he said that he was supposed to come on as a producer, but then they was making him follow P. Diddy around with the camera. You know what I'm saying? He was in there butt naked in the shower with him. Then, they said he got the guy high, and when he woke up, he was around like some sex workers or whatever. And like I said, remember, these orgies that they have at these mansions in Hollywood, man, they off the chain. So they hire people that P. Diddy might think that is attractive. So they may have like some, strippers there, or it just may be somebody, video vixens or whatever the case they may be to set the tone. So they go in there and they go ham up in there. And man, they've been doing this. Like I said, they're only getting on the black folks that's doing this. But if you look at like the Playboy Mansion and stuff like that, man, they've been doing this since the 1950s. And now all of a sudden, with the Me Too movement and everything, now everything is in the limelight. And brothers, like I told you, we can't act like white folks. We can't do the same thing. As we noticed with some of our mayors that try to do business with their friends and stuff like that, your boy from Detroit and all that, we just can't act like white folks and get away with it. We can't. Like I said, your boy from Playboy Mansion, man, please, that he was actually a champion for this. He walked around in a robe at the Playboy Mansion, and the bunnies, he had them little young bunnies in there with their titties out. Man, come on, stop playing. And everybody used to go to the Playboy Mansion. That was the spot to be at. So, the way they doing it now, like I said, y'all, hey, it's a different game. So don't try to be like the white folk.
I don't know if that's a takeaway, but someone said the Playboy Mansion was a secret brothel. Heifer was a pimp. We all know what the deal is.
Exactly. I'm telling you, they was off the chain back then. That was normal. What's up, Slim Goody?
Hi, Slim Goody.
So, I mean, that was the new headliner that I seen that just popped up today.
Oh man, I gotta check that out. I mean, I don't think it's a secret. Everybody have heard about Diddy's transgression all through. I mean, I'm not in the industry, and we didn't have social media, which is why people are getting caught up because we have social media. I think if we had social media during the Hugh Hefner days, he probably would have got caught up. But I think also with Diddy, with him, everybody coming out, no one is like, no, Diddy would never do that. They're like, yeah, that's on. Yeah, that makes sense. So it just sounds like Diddy is now getting his comeuppance,
right?
as we speak right now.
What up, Charmaine?
Hey, Charmaine. Yeah, I
My
haven't
my peeps is chiming in today. Shoot, hey, this is gonna be hey, we get into it tonight.
I'm
Hey, it
so
ain't no holds barred, man. Like I said,
oh,
I've came clean. I ain't got nothing to hide. So I
oh
can
my
just completely
gosh.
just speak my piece about all this stuff, man. I don't have no problems, admitting my faults or whatever. So we going ham tonight, dog.
Oh my good. I'm so ready for it. I have not been checking into the news, but this looks like it's about to be newsworthy. So let's get into tonight's topic, Chuck. What you got?
Okay.
Mhm.
First of all, yeah, our topic tonight is starting off. It's going to actually be it's going to be two topics that we have. The first one we're going to go through is how long should we wait before sex? Now, remember, sex, especially as an adult, is a part of our everyday life. And it is the most pleasurable experiences that we can have naturally without any other impurities in our body. Okay. But if it's used recklessly, it can change your life and cause irreversible damage. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
remember, if you give it up too soon or too late, you can actually lose the person that may be pursuing a relationship with you. Okay. And before we get into, everything, remember, don't be reckless. And we got to tell our youth this, don't be reckless with sex, because you could end up having a child by someone that you don't care about. And you can end up with child support. You can end up with a disease, and you can end up with somebody else messing with somebody else's husband or wife and put yourself in a danger zone, which we've all done, as a young man. I mean, like I said, I wasn't a dope dealer or nothing. The only thing that put me in the danger zone was talking to these different women out here, because I would go into the hood, you know what I'm saying, where all the, I was taking my chances. And just luckily, I came out unscathed. Okay. But anyway, first of all, you have to identify what you want.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. What do you want from this? Do you want from this person? Do you want a relationship, or do you want temporary pleasure? Or do you want to, have someone that's a sex partner? Okay. As she got Kitty running through the back.
Ignore the cat.
But anyway, okay. Some relationships start with sex, and it builds from that if you're compatible with that person. Sometimes you get lucky. You hook up with somebody and the sex is good, and they're also a good person too. So you can actually start building a relationship based on that, because you already have a connection with them. They've already opened their legs to you. So, the next step is to start kicking it with them more often. And so hanging out with them more often can actually lead to a relationship if both of you guys are compatible, right? So, I mean, that can happen. Now, but remember, if you have sex too soon, you may be put in a whole category or cut off completely because they got what they wanted. And like I said, this is not an exact science to this. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes, again, if you wait too long on the other end, you could be clouded by sexual tension and expectations that may not be lived up to. So, you might actually think that you like this person, but you just want to have sex with them. So, it's sexual tension that's happening here. And you playing that sexual tension all the way along, and you doing the things, you know what I'm saying? So you can break them down and this and that. And then once you get it, you might not want it no more. You done waited so long that you thought in your head you was having a fantasy, and you was just thinking that this was just going to be great sex and all that. And you overthought the act, and the act was not as good as, that you thought it was going to be.
You sold yourself a dream.
Say that again.
You sold yourself a dream.
Absolutely. Because you waited so long, you was trying to do everything perfect, and it didn't happen, and like I said, for me, depending on what I wanted, I used to manipulate women with sexual tension. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted something more from you, then I would play the sexual tension game. I might, we might have sex one time or whatever the case may be. What, can you hear me?
No, I'm telling people, listen to what he's saying, ladies. He's giving you the game.
Like I said, and remember again, I'm telling everybody, and a lot of guys know this too, just things that guys do, because like I said, I'm not out here anymore. I'm not manipulating. I'm not trying to have sex with somebody and stuff like that. I'm not wasting my time doing that. But these are the things that we do to get what we want. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you know, in the sexual tension game was a way that I manipulated many of women before, you know, where I knew that they wanted to have sex with me and I held back, you know, and, you know, I might be like, dang, you know, damn, I'm payday ain't until next week. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be able to make it, man. You know what I mean? And they slide me a couple dollars to come through or whatever. You know, hey, I'm just saying. This is the
I love these new age girls. I love these new age girls because just like you dudes watch how dudes treated your mom, these women watched how dudes treated their mom, and they were like, "Nah, we're not doing that." I saw a post going around the other day, like when a man comes to you talking about, "Oh, you know, life is tough right now. You know, I'm just trying to make it to the next one," and they're like, "Oh, good luck with you on that," because that is a part of the game. So Garfield said, "Forget that. I won the first night. Give me the booty." Don't, he says, "I'm just joking." If somebody offered it to him, Garfield, you gonna take it that first night,
right? Yeah, he gonna hit that.
That's, I love dudes always hit you with that. They say something outlandish to see if you're gonna go for it, and then you know when they gauge that response, and if it's like this, you know, disapproval, it's like, I was just joking. But if you didn't give them that response, they gonna go for it, sis. I agree with you. I think women, we have to kind of move. Oh, wait, I mean, I wasn't done though. I think women, we have to move very differently. One, Dot Robin said, "How do I call in? I want to call in and talk to the cat." Unfortunately, he is not a recognized member of the show, so you can't talk to the cat. But if you wanted to have a comment, just drop it off in the comment section, and we'll read it if we have time. Okay, and if it makes sense to the subject. All right. So just want to throw that out there. But to women, we gotta move differently. Like, those are 3 different ways that guys can get you, right? They're gonna sit here, and one of my favorites is, we both grown. Now, logically, dating, right? Dating is, you shouldn't just, in my opinion, I don't think anyone should just date one person at a time. Even if you're looking for a forever, I think you should date 2, 3 people at a time. Dating doesn't involve sex.
What do you mean? How far in this dating? Are you kissing these people, or are you having any type of physical contact while you're dating?
I think people move too quick with sex. I think when you're dating, initially it's just getting to know people, getting to know their history, going out with them, having a good time. Like that, dating is going to be the best time for your relationship for some people, because you don't have kids yet, you don't have real problems yet. You know, you're just getting to know each other. That's the fun part. You're in discovery. So I don't recommend for people to be sitting out here kissing and having sex with people so soon when you're dating. I think people should just date, have fun, get to know each other. There's certain things you should know before you have sex with someone. One, if you're a woman and you're looking for, and I don't even think if it's looking for anything, because I'm not against women having sex. I think sex is awesome. If you want to have sex, do it. But I do think that women should be way more selective in who you're having sex with, because 9 out of 10, you can get pregnant, and the man he leave, and you're stuck with that responsibility. And I know some people are just like, get an abortion, but everybody ain't down with that. Someone says, "But wait, is it fair that men need to pay for these dates? Doesn't seem very fair." I mean, there's women out there who'll go half and half with you. You go get the woman who goes half and half. But from my experience, if a man didn't pay for my date, I knew that he wasn't that into me. And that came from my dad as well. So, but there's women who go 50-50, you know. I would say seek the women who you want. A lot of people seek people who aren't on their same program in efforts to make them get on their program. And then when they don't get on their program, it's, oh, women ain't shit. Oh, men ain't shit. No, you need to pick better people. But back to my scenario, I think that women should only date men who can be who can serve their life, right? So if they can if they're a good dad, if they take care of their children, okay, you know, if they got their life in order, okay, you shouldn't be fucking Steve around the corner who only work at McDonald's part-time. You shouldn't be fucking Steve around the corner who got 8 kids and he don't take care of none of them. You shouldn't be fucking Steve who has no job. Like, we gotta be more responsible for vagina. So I think that women should pay, or should choose better men that you sleep with. Someone said paying for a woman shows chivalry, or agree to go Dutch if it's not a date. Yeah, if you're interested and you eventually want to clap these buns, you've got to pay for my first date. I don't even understand why that's a question. I don't care what anyone. What do you think, Chuck? What, you a 50-50 type of guy?
Again, the question is, how long should we wait for sex? Again, you are talking about a potential relationship situation. Again, there's no exact science to this thing. It's all a gamble because people are very dishonest. Now, if all you want is to have sex, you trying to get itch off or whatever the case may be, maybe you need to go with Steve and what I'm saying, so he can slang, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, because you just want temporary pleasure. So, the hoes match up with the hoes. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all both want the same thing. Now, like I said, yeah, absolutely, you should know the person somewhat. I don't think you should just go to the club and then, I'm saying, you just met the person that night, you bring them to your crib, because it's dangerous out here. People, you might get robbed or something.
Right. Right.
But the thing is, like I said, people are dishonest about what they want. Some people are very thirsty, and you have to, watch how they move. And if somebody wants to be in a relationship with you, they will have more patience with you. And what I, also advise, even for women, if you want more than just sex or whatever, you should automatically come into the dating game already treating them like you're in a relationship. And what I mean by that, it's an audition for how the relationship is going to be. So, like I said, if you bring somebody, like say you've been talking to somebody, right? Mm-hmm. You don't know exactly, like I said, when the sex is going to go down or whatever the case may be, but you invite a guy to your house, right? You cook him a nice meal, and and you just see how he sees how your crib is. It's smelling good in there and whatnot, and everything is good. And he feels like he's comfortable, that you will be a comfortable space for him. Then he's not going to, 9 times out of 10, he's not going to just have sex with you and leave you, because you've shown him something different than all the rest of the females that just want to give him sex. And that's what I've had. Like, women hit me up late at night, like, so what you doing? No, I'm just chilling. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Late at night, I already know what they want. Like, yeah. And then this is the thing, when they want to hit, they be like, bored. Oh, straight up. Let me come on through. Let's watch a movie or something.
Oh yeah, they pull that straight from the dude's hand, because dudes be doing that. I'm bored.
Right,
WYD. Someone said, I'm cool with the holdout, but I'm not cool with born again virgins, meaning the ones practicing abstinence but want the guy to do the full audition while dating. Like CI said, I've held out this long, now it's trash. Come on, lady. I do believe sex can cloud judgment. I mean, women have held out. They've held out. Women have given in, and under the pretext of what Chuck has said, they've given in, and I cook and I've done this for this guy, and he has to know that I'm only doing this for him because I really like him. And they're just like, no, we don't really like you like that, but we like the benefits that you're giving us. We're like everything that you're doing for us. Yes. And the sex on top, what would make them want to commit? If you're doing all that, why would they want to commit to you?
Right, because you're already doing everything. Right.
You're doing everything for them. So
exactly. That's a sucker move. Like I said, you don't. That's why like I said, when you get older, man, you ain't got time for games. And like I said, and you got to kind of fast track your way into seeing if this person is the one for you, because I ain't got time to waste. So off rip, I'm going to throw a little test out for you to see where your head is. You know what I'm saying? I might, like, we go out sometime. I might see. Let me see if she grabs the check. Let me see, like, if she's gonna, like, how she's gonna treat me if we're together. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have time to waste. I'm not gonna be sitting up there buying you dinners all the time and whatnot, and then we ain't gonna work out. I need to find out pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I've done, because we just don't have time to waste. You know what I'm saying? And so you gotta kind of, like, because like I told you, people will leave with their penis in their vagina sometime, and they just hoes out here. You know what I'm saying? They act like they want to be with you, but all they want to do is have sex with you. Like I said, the way, one thing I used to do, and I'm gonna just tell y'all, give y'all a little bit of game who don't know, the easiest way to get rid of a hoe who that just wants sex with you is to give her a bad sexual experience, and not satisfy her sexually. And that's what I used to do. Like, yeah, if you hanging around me all the time, like, damn, oh, okay, I see. You just want me to hit. So I'm gonna just do my thing. I don't care nothing about you, because I don't even want to talk to you anyway. But since you hanging around me, then I'm gonna give you some. You know what I'm saying?
We don't have that kind of luxury, Chuck. We can't just.
No, I know you don't, but I'm just saying, like, as a guy who's had, like I said, was out here and we was having sex with so many different people. These are the types of things that we use to get rid of people. And then I remember, like, back in the day, like, before I used to go over somebody's crib, and like I said, like when we had beepers, I used to, like, when I was about to have sex with somebody, I programmed the beeper for like 30 minutes. And then, and then after I was done having sex with her or whatever, then the beeper would go off. I hit the people like, oh, damn, I got to go. You know what I'm saying? I'll have my escape already ready before I hit it. I'm just telling you, these are the type of
things. Well, what does that show? So wait, all right. So let's go back to the bad sex thing, because that's mind blowing. So if she accepts you having bad sex, like what is that supposed to tell you about her?
No, like I said, when hoes normally are looking for good sex, they want to scratch an itch. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and I've noticed, like I said, I'm a good people person, so I can know pretty soon if you just trying to you just want to have sex with me. I already know what it is. And and like I said, you're not the relationship type of person that I would be with. So yeah, so I ain't gonna be making love with you and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm gonna treat you like a hoe. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. So what if she was into you, but like sex is just as important to her? And she's like, wow, this sex is trash. Like, he's so kind, but the sex is
I wouldn't care. That's what I'm saying.
Because you didn't see her for that in the beginning.
Listen, if we're not trying to be with you, we don't care nothing about if we satisfied you or not. We ain't gonna talk to you again anyway. I didn't care. So you think I'm gonna take time? I'm gonna give you a massage and I'm gonna rub your feet and all. Man, no, you're not gonna get the full package unless it's a potential there for us to be together. You feel me? So no. So
all the more ladies, why you should wait until you feel good, and don't listen to them. All right, because they will play the waiting game. I got someone who's been waiting for years, and I can't even give him sex just off a GP because I know he just want to do me dirty. Just because I don't care about the money, I can get more of that, but my time is priceless. What are you doing with my time that I give you? I agree. Time is important. Time is very important. All right, there's guys, and money's not always an indicator, because there's guys who got it. There are guys who will spend it on you. It's not a big deal, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they like you. They're not cheap with their money. They're kind with it. So that time is going to be what tells you regarding what you want to know. But even if it's just sex, even if you're just trying to get your rocks off, I think you should still get with somebody, have sex with someone who has their shit together, because pregnancy is something that we have to think about. There's a lot of guys, like he's telling you, who just want to smash. That's it. They don't want nothing more. They just want to smash.
And don't act like girls don't want to just smash either. Like,
I'm not. But the problem is you sometimes don't know who wants to just smash you and who actually wants more from you, especially depending on, what kind of background you came from, what kind of relationship you've seen growing up. So you might not know that this guy is only wanting you to smash, right? But let's say you smash him, not knowing that he only wants you to smash. And then you like him for so much. You listen to him saying, oh, I'm good, baby. My pull-out method is great. Oh, you on birth control? It's cool. You listen to this knucklehead. You get pregnant, right? He didn't like you like that. He was just trying to smash. So now he doesn't want to be a good dad because he don't really want to fuck with you like that, because he just wants you for the sex. Now, is this everyone's? No. But if he's not interested in you as a person, if he doesn't have at least his self together, why are you giving him his sex? Why are you giving him your goodness?
Why does he have to have all these qualifications? If all you want is sex from the guy, why does he got to have all these qualifications just to hit? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because if you get pregnant, what happens?
All I'm saying is, if all you want is sex, why are you making a guy jump through all these hoops and all that? I just don't get it. Like,
because women have we have different things we have to think about than you guys. We're more susceptible to STDs from you guys than you are from us to you. We're more liable to get pregnant than you guys are. Sex is something that is a big deal for women. It can really jack us up. And then on top of that, unfortunately, we're still in a place where women have sex. She's viewed as a hoe. You don't view it as, she's just trying to get her rocks off. She just want to have sex. You're looking at her as a hoe. You guys don't get that. Oh, he's a hoe. I mean, y'all get called a hoe, but it doesn't have the same connotation yet. So yeah, women just, unfortunately, this is like one of those double standard situations where men get the better deal out of having sex. You guys can run through a litany of women and it won't mess up your standards.
I think, like I said, women these days, I think is a lot differently than it was like back in the day. Women are now predatory when it comes to sexual experiences. Like I said, when you're talking about like, when women get to a certain age where they have given up the possibilities of relationships, then it becomes to where all they use men for is for sexual gratification. And, when I was younger, I was, like I said, older women were actually preying on me as a young man because they just wanted to have sex, but there was no emotional attachment whatsoever. They just wanted a little young, handsome guy that could come in there, that can ring their bell. That was it. And it wasn't nothing to do with, I had to have qualifications. No, they were way more established than me at the time. But again, when a lot of guys get to a certain age, I'm saying, the penis don't work the same a lot of times. If you ain't took care of yourself for the past 20 years, you ain't exercised and you ain't took your vitamins, then your stuff ain't going to be on full attention, dog. Trust me. So, but as a young man, we couldn't even fathom that. Like, what I'm saying? Like, how can your penis not work? Like, I couldn't even fathom that as a young person. You know what I'm saying? So we were being used because we were able to have sex on demand. Like we were, we were glad to have sex. Now that I'm older, sex is not as valuable as it used to be because, I've done it. And I'm not pressed as much about it. I'm more calculated about my sexual experiences now than I was, at a young man. But so don't act like I said, women are just as bad as men, especially as they get older, on predatory behavior with men, because that's all they want a lot of times is to have sex. They don't have any intentions on being in a relationship with you when they get a certain age and they've been hurt, and they're not going to take any chances of you hurting their feelings. So we all know this. So let's not act like women don't do that, because they do.
Not as much as men do.
Your man, stop playing.
It is. It's true. Look at it. Remember, go look at history. How many men marry younger women?
We're talking about now. Listen, this is a human thing. It's not a male.
I agree.
Thing. Everyone has a certain amount of pleasure that they would like to have. It's just how we're built. And women, your sexual prime comes later in life than a man's does.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, when I was like in my 20s, early 30s, man, I could 5-6 times a day with no problem. You know what I'm saying? Now that I'm older, bro, once or twice a week, and I'm straight. I ain't even pressed no more. But the women, y'all thirsty, bro. When y'all get older, boy, y'all be wanting. Trust me.
Oh my goodness. And why is it at what age is it predatory? At what age? And I'm still curious because I feel the same way for women and men. Like if you're 18 and you're 40, I absolutely think that's predatory. If you're 25 and in your 40s, I think you're an adult at this point. So what age to you is predatory?
Predatory for women? When you start dating
not predatory for women. Predatory period. Their women should be held to a different standard than men when it comes to sex.
No, well, I think because of the maturity aspect of it, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times young men mature at a later rate than women do, and our responsibility level can be a little bit different. I think that, and that's why a lot of times women are more inclined when they are looking for a mate, they date older men because the maturity levels match a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, when younger, we playing and thing like that. And remember, the brain don't fully mature until you're like 25 years old is what they say.
Right.
So, you're still going to do childish, foolish things up until you're about 25 years old. That's when you start looking at the world a little bit differently. But yeah, I mean, I think when women start dating, I'm going to just say this for women. When women start dating younger men, that's when it becomes predatory, because the reason why I say that is because, again, they're a lot more mature normally. Normally they have their stuff more established, and they've been through a lot of different experiences to where the younger guy don't add up. You know what I'm saying? She's using him for sex because she can manipulate. You know what I'm saying? For a guy, yeah, I mean, we're predatory from the beginning. That's just the nature of being a masculine male, that we seek out and we want to reproduce or whatever the case may be. So that's just the full thing of us pursuing you guys, that it's already predatory nature from the beginning. That's why I say, like, with the Me Too movement and things like that, like you can't even give a woman a compliment at your job or you could be charged with a sexual harassment claim. So now
that's because the compliments y'all give are not there's sexual harassment charge. No, you guys do not.
You look nice in that dress. What?
Y'all don't say y'all look nice and y'all be like, damn, I want to eat you from the back and be like, oh, I was just trying to flirt. This is life. This is life. Like this, I'm not making this up.
I believe it happens, but I'm just saying.
I always joke that what men think is flirting is sexual harassment most of the time. Flirting is, it would be. You look nice in that dress. Your hair looks beautiful. I love that blouse. Y'all don't do nothing like that. Damn, that's a fat ass. Ooh, look at them fat titties. Like y'all are just rude with it. Yeah, so y'all, women are tired of it. They're tired, so that's why you guys getting it. Yes.
That's no game whatsoever. No game.
One of the guys who you're talking about who got Me Too, and this is why I hate it, because Me Too has its place, because I think a lot of men who are bothered by that haven't matured mentally. And that's why, and there are some men where they have gotten hit by it. They should not. I'm not saying that. There's some crazy skanky women who will use that for their leverage. Fuck those ladies. They're horrible. But there was a guy who there was this white lady, who was a black dude. He told this white lady, who he found very attractive, that he wanted to get her pregnant. Like, damn, she's so fine. I had to get you pregnant. She filed a harassment order against him. He went on social media because he's like, this is just ridiculous. I gave her a compliment. I was trying to flirt. No, that sounds creepy as hell. You just trying to get somebody. That doesn't sound sexy to nobody. What compliment is that?
So by somebody saying I get you pregnant, that's terms. Like I said, the bar is so low for somebody to be charged with it. It could be your word against theirs. Like, it's so easy. That's why I say I wouldn't even try to flirt with nobody at the job whatsoever, because it's too easy to be charged. It could just be your word against theirs. Now, yeah, I know there's creeps out there that might be saying stuff like that. I mean, that's just, like I said, that's no game whatsoever. But I'm just saying, even if you just make an inclination that you're interested in someone, you could still be charged with sexual harassment. You know, if you could just be, if I just say to you, hey, I see you at the water cooler, like, hi, Champagne, you know, Dan, you work really good. I was just wondering, can I take you out sometime? Because I think you're beautiful. You could be charged. Oh, he makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm going to call HR. Listen, I'm telling you, it don't even make no inclination that you're interested.
Those are small instances. Most often, people will be like, that's not what guys are doing, and it's almost disingenuous that guys don't see this, that what y'all be doing. If y'all get a whole bunch of chicks talk about harassment, I don't see
it, so I can't say y'all.
Men who are being disingenuous like this because you're dismissing or diminishing the things that women are going through. So Al Code is saying harassment is defined by repeated behavior under the law. That is not what harassment is. Harassment refers to words or behavior that threatens, intimidates, or demeans a person. Harassment is unwarranted, uninvited, and unwelcome, and causes nuances, alarm, or substantial emotional distress without any legitimate purpose. Okay? It doesn't have to happen multiple times. It can happen one time. Now, if you talk to a woman and like you come across and you're respectful like that, you're right. And she feels that harassment, you're right, because you're just asking, right? That's right. All. You know,
and you can still charged with harassment, right?
Not often, no.
Yeah, yes, you can. Listen, it's not about the intention of the words. It's about how the person feels that you play. Even if you're looking at somebody that's walking by, every time you walk by in that dress and he's looking like, damn, you could be charged with sexual harassment. It's how the person feels that's pressing the charge. It has nothing to do with what's being said. Even though, like I said, I'm sure there's a lot of slimy guys that say stuff like that, but it doesn't matter. It's how the person feels after you say the words. So, I mean, and that's a low bar.
If and you'll have to show me more things with that. But as a person who backed in HR, right? If you come to us and you say, hey, I feel that we're going to talk to both of you. We're not going to go and just write them, she feels threatened, because we realize two sides to a story, right? But if we realize, hey, she's not interested, because not everybody, and this is what kind of sucks, and everybody's different. Not everybody can just tell you straight to your face, hey, I don't like that. You don't know what type of situation they've been in the past. You don't know what they've gone through. So they're going to go to HR and kind of tell them, hey, I don't like this. HR is going to come and tell you, hey, stop that. And at that point, you've got to stop. Now, if you keep going, if you go and start talking to her and say, hey, I'm so sorry, then yeah, you might get hit with a harassment. You might get hit with it. But 9 out of 10, no, you're not just being sued just because you made someone feel uncomfortable once. That's not by and large the situation that's happening. But I digress. Okay. So we can move on to the next.
Let's agree to disagree. Okay.
Okay.
Let's move on to the next topic. Okay. Boom. What's up, Joni? How you doing? Appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate Joni. Everybody tuning in, and please make sure you tell your friends and family to go to the page and hit that like and subscribe button. We're trying to build it up. We're at over 800 subscribers. We just need to get to 1,000 subscribers before we're monetized. So we just appreciate your support. So yeah, just go in there and go to the page and please like and subscribe. Okay. Now, the next topic.
Yeah.
Should people with no kids date people with kids?
Absolutely not.
This is an important conversation. Well, of course you're gonna say that because you're the only child and whatever. But anyway, let's just get this started. Okay. Now, the dating experience is much different when a person has kids and when they don't have kids. Mm-hmm. When the average woman has kids, they normally have the custodial, they're normally the custodial parent. So when you dating a woman with kids, then you're dating the whole family. Okay. And as a guy, you're kind of at a disadvantage when it comes to that because, they're a package deal. They expect you to be stepdaddy off the rip. And if she has unruly kids, it will be a nightmare because you have to deal with their issues. Now, in my former marriage, I had 3 stepsons. And like I said, I love kids. Like I said, I've worked with kids at the recreation center. I'm a boxing coach. I've always loved kids. So it was no problem to me. It was only second nature. They were different, you know what I'm saying? Because, they weren't into sports and things like that. So I had to figure out a different way to connect with them. They were more video game kids and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And so over time, we did things, and I already had kids too. So we would plan trips together with our kids. We went to Canada before. We did Kings Island. We stayed in hotels and just got away and things like that. So we would have an actual kid trip together because she had 3 and I had 3. Mm-hmm. So, so it wasn't no problem. Now the game changes now when somebody don't have any kids. For me, as a person to have kids, it's like I have more of them to myself when they don't have kids. And like I said, as a guy, normally, like I said, I don't, the only thing that affects me as a guy having kids is financially, because a lot of times, like I said, my kids actually didn't stay with me. So, but they was taking money out of my pocket. So that was how it affects me. But as far as the day to day, I could actually be in a relationship with someone who don't necessarily have a relationship with my children. You see what I'm saying? That could come later, but I could actually get to know them, without that. And so it's a lot different. So like I said, when you come in and you dating somebody that has kids and you don't, then I think that, like I said, it's a package deal, and it may be something that you may not be able to, to withhold if you don't like kids.
I don't even think if you don't like kids. I have a lot of guys I grew up with who were like, I don't date single women. And this is horrible because I don't think you should compare this to anyone. But it's like playing somebody else's saved game. And that's a horrible way to think of it. But I mean, they kind of got a point. Somebody came and they did all the stuff and they built all this stuff. And now you're coming in and starting off where they left off. And when you're someone who doesn't have kids, you only worry about yourself for the moment. You have the leisure to take care of yourself, to do the things that you need to do. Your finances belong to you. Your time belongs to you. When you date someone who has children, they don't. And if you date a man I've only dated men who have been very active in their children's life. So I dated one man who had full custody of his children, and I had dated another man who had his kids a lot. And it didn't leave you the ability to have. Oh, I've also dated a man who never had his kid. So I've had all 3 of them. But each time you're in a situation of where you're never first as the woman. You'll never get that option of being first because they have to put that time towards the children. You have to be flexible. Oh, I'm sorry. I know we were planning to do this, but my son happened to this. And like the first few times, it's like, okay, that's all right. I get it. But after a while, you're like, damn, can I get first on something? And you feel selfish, You feel selfish because, unfortunately, you're dating somebody with a kid and they can't afford to be selfish. And then you're looked at as unfair because you're not sacrificing when you really shouldn't have to because you ain't got no kids. So I think it makes a lot of things unfair. My friend told me that if she dated a man and he never had a kids, that was a flag because where are your kids? But if he always had his kids, it would be hard for him to give her that attention in that time. So she just cut it out and was like, hey, I'm not dating anyone with kids. And as someone who's been on that side of the coin several times and seen the code of somebody else, I have to agree. I think that if you don't have kids, you shouldn't date anyone with kids. Why?
I mean, see, it's all in how you manage your children too. Like, some people that don't have kids don't know how to manage themselves. They don't have any, they're not grounded. So their responsibility level is a little bit different. They look at it differently. You know what I'm saying? So, just saying this just flat out, you just have a blanket thing where I don't date nobody with kids. I mean, that you're leaving yourself out of probably 75% of men out there.
Oh no, you're not. You're not. That's not accurate. There's a lot of men out there who don't have.
Right, I know, but right? I'm just saying. I'm just guessing, but I'm just saying you're still leaving yourself. You're still leaving a lot of men out there that do have kids, and you're shortchanging yourself because, like I said, and a lot of times when people don't have kids, they're a lot more selfish than people that do have kids. You know what I'm saying? Because when they didn't want to have anybody to raise. To love and things like that. So it's a calculated thing to why they didn't have kids. As me coming up, I never planned any of my children, but I ended up having them. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, if I'd have been thinking business wise, then I wouldn't have had no kids because I knew that was claims on my future earnings. You know what I'm saying? And I know women that didn't have any kids, and then they wait until they like in their late 30s, and they all of a sudden they want to try to have a kid before it's too late. And then it ends up being an issue because, like I said, I think that your greatest attribute that you could give the world is to leave your legacy behind and to raise somebody right and to raise a better version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I personally feel.
Legacy doesn't have to be children. Oprah's going to leave an amazing legacy. She don't have kids.
Oh man, you're going to bring up Oprah for real?
I mean, it's not just her. Like, there's people just every day that who's not even as famous as her. There's people, hometown heroes in your state of city, Columbus, Ohio, who've left behind art, monuments, all kinds of things. So I feel like and then what if you have children, they grow up to be a fuck up? That's a legacy. That's a legacy that you want to leave.
But the thing is, but what all I'm saying is if everybody thought like you, there would be no children out here. We have to be fruitful and multiply and have a family. The family is the cornerstone of the community. If you're all about self, then you're not going to be charitable in other areas. Like I said, even with Oprah, with her being a billionaire, if you remember, she was supposed to adopt an African child, but she couldn't see it to give of herself to raise a child. She actually had the one that she picked out from one of her schools and everything, and she couldn't do it because I think that there was a sense of selfishness that she had inside of her. Why not raise somebody that was an heir to your throne that could benefit off of everything that you have? You know what I'm saying?
That's the metric. She's leaving money. She built a school. She donated millions, but the kid is what makes her selfish.
Yes, money. Listen, that little bit of money that she did for them schools, that ain't nothing.
That's more than what we're doing.
The giving of your time and to raise and take your time to raise someone, that's giving a part of yourself. That money is nothing. In Africa, that probably cost a couple $100,000 to run that school a year. And she's a billionaire. That ain't nothing. That's
it costed millions. Then she created a platform so that more Black people can get on there and expend. Tyler Perry, he's created a platform. It's more to life than just having kids.
Okay. So anyway, like I was saying, if it'll be, like I said, and in my marriage now, dating somebody like, in the next phase, which made it easier for me and my wife was that her kids were grown, my kids were grown. And, and it actually is a benefit to me because she raised a fine young man, my stepson. And, and those of you who know me, my son is autistic. And, and I've never been able to have a conversation with my biological son. I've never seen him play sports or anything like that. He looked just like me, but I couldn't share the things, the values, and raise him as a man, that I would like to have. But since she has a stepson and he's very athletic, he's into sports, he's ambitious. I mean, that actually, what I'm saying, is a benefit to me because I get to actually be a part of a young man's development. You know what I'm saying? I've done, of course, with my nephews and things like that. And but just having a stepson, now in my older age, like I said, and and with kids, even like my kids, they do they are going to still need you to a certain extent, but not if they're going through their puberty. If I would have maybe as a teenager, they was going through problems and stuff like that, she might have had to see, and it would have affected the relationship. But since the kids are grown, it's like we don't have no kids. Like we here by ourselves and we just enjoy each other, and it's great.
So if she had if her kids were younger, like if they were 2 or 3, would you still be interested in going down that path with her? Did the fact that her children were older kind of make it like, yes?
No, I mean, like I said, yeah, I definitely would because I love the person that she is, but it would be a lot more difficult, of course. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got, 2 people, young mouths to feed that you have to make sure you know where they're at all times. So it would be a lot more difficult. It would limit the amount of things that we could do together. I mean, we could still chill and all that kind of stuff, but ain't nobody running around naked and all that stuff when you got kids in the house, getting out in the jacuzzi and all that kind of stuff and, whatever. But yeah, it would be a lot more difficult. It can still happen. But I think that in our later years, we can just enjoy each other's company a lot better because, we don't have younger children. You know what I'm saying? All of our children are independent, but I do have one younger child, but, but that's not affecting, our situation at all.
All right. Well, that's essentially what people with no kids kind of want. They want to be able to have that time to run around naked with no kids and be able to build that bond. When a friend of mine got married, him and his wife was like, hey, we're not going to have kids for 2-3 years. They had their 2-3 years. They traveled. They enjoyed themselves. Boom. They did everything. Then they had their kid. So now they have that foundation of, kids is crazy. But they had their fun. They had it. So all I'm saying is it's okay not to date people with children. I don't think you should feel wrong for wanting to date someone who has the same situation like you. Hi, Julie. Thank you for joining.
What up, Julie? Hey.
Welcome. It's one of my people. I think that also that it allows you to build that time with person. And then you have to think of when you have, and I don't know the type of relationship you have with your baby's mom, but I can remember the relationships that the guys had and all their baby moms sucked. They were intrusive. They had to sit here and get into your business. Then you get married, you file taxes. If you got outstanding child support, your taxes get ate up with him. You're right. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. So if you don't have, and this is not just a woman for man, this is for men for women. And if you want to date someone with children, cool. But you also have to remember that you build a bond with those kids. So if she or he decides to up and leave you, someone says marriage. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but elaborate, NBA baller 26. Or maybe he's saying wait till marriage. But if they up and leave, you have this relationship with these kids and they're gone and they're with their new person. So, and that can be the same thing with your kids. But I also think people with kids, they have a different mindset than people without. Neither is wrong, neither is right, but it's just you're in certain situations. So without a kid, you might be like, I don't know why you're doing that. I would never do that. But people with kids, because you have to set your mind up and your life up differently, it makes sense to you. So I think it just adds an extra obstacle in your life that if you can avoid, why not? Just like you said, you don't want to date someone with health problems. You could be missing out on the woman of your dreams. The lymphedema lady, that could have been your one right there.
No.
Oh my God.
Right, but and like I said, it is more of a hindrance. Like I said, when it's a package deal and it's no guarantees because, like I said, you can get into a relationship with people that have children, and you could put all your and you could be stepdaddy of the year, and all these years you put into them, and you love the little kids and whatnot, and you're trying to want the best for them, but it's all it's all contingent upon the relationship that you have with the mom.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, and just like with my situation with my ex-wife, once you get a divorce from that person, or if you split up, then the kids are gone. So it's like you've spent all this time on all these extra people, and you're not reaping any benefits from it. Now, if it was your kids, at least you could still spend time with them and follow, and follow the whole journey with them all the way through to the end. But in these situations, man, I'm telling you, stepdaddies, you don't get no rights or nothing like that. You don't get visitation or nothing like that when you break up, unless you adopt them.
That's true. But I wouldn't even recommend doing that unless y'all been together for years.
Right.
I know.
Go ahead.
Okay.
So it's a difficult situation. I mean, we all got to make choices, in life, and we all got to have to see if it's a fit. Like I said, it's easier if the person that you're dating, if they do have kids and you decide to date them, that they have their kids, that their kids are, they're not unruly, and that they do, they at least respect authority and things like that. But if you got kids that's out here in the streets, getting in trouble, going to jail, things like that, you know what I'm saying, stealing from you. I mean, it's so many different levels to this game. Like, man, I'm telling you, these relationships is really tough, man, because it's so many different things that you have to go through. It's not just the compatibility of the male and female. You have to be compatible with the whole situation altogether.
Not to mention, what if... Okay.
Go ahead. No, I'm fine.
Okay. What if you guys have different views on how to raise your kid, right? So maybe you growing up, especially as a man, because you guys like to be head of the household and be like leaders, which I'm not against any type of way. But she said my wife's kids are a pain. Go ahead, Gary Hawkins, with the honesty.
That's real. I'm telling you.
It is. I dated a dude. His son was a whole entire asshole, but he was just whole entire asshole. But it was just, I felt like there were things I would have punished his son a bit more on things. And now his son is a goober, but it's a whole bunch of, it's a varying factors. His mom was crazy as well. But those are things you got to think of when you don't have kids. What if you don't think you should raise your kids that way? What if you would not raise your children that way? What if she's like, my kids can't do no wrong? Not my son would never. Right? So let people, all I'm saying is let people with kids. And I'm not saying you're a bad individual. I don't want you to take that away from that. I'm just saying if you have kids, mess with other people who have kids. If you don't have kids, mess with people who don't have kids. Now, this is not the rule of thumb to everything. If the baby mom and baby dad is dead, sure. But I think
this sounds like some PTSD going on here.
No, it's not. It's relationships like, I dated this guy and for a hot second. He was from India. And when we were getting to know each other in the beginning, he was like, I was like, do you have any kids? And he was like, no, I've never been married. And I was like, okay. And he was like, and the reason why I say it, like, he shaded me, but we had this relationship. He was like, and the reason why I say it like that is we don't have kids before we're married, if we're not married. And I was like,
But that's not always get married first. Is that what he said?
Yeah, it's not about culture. It should be our cultures too.
Exactly. We've gone so far away from that we put the cart in front of the horse. You know what I'm saying? Like like again, I told you, sometimes sex ignites relationships. And we're doing it last. Like before we get to know a person, we're giving up our bodies, and things like that. And hey, and like I said, causing kids to become and digging into your pockets at an early age, and you already behind from the beginning. Just
and then
take
we're
it from me.
That cycle of struggle. We'll stay in that cycle of struggle. So then your kids see what you're doing. So now they're in the cycle of struggle. We are both 65. Her daughter is 50. Damn. We are both 65. Her daughter is 50 and still wants to live off her mother. And she has a whole husband. Neither one work. That's a lot of issues got going there, Carrie. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, Gary.
Right? 50 is what's killed. 50 is what took me out. Like, she 50? Oh, she ain't shit, Gary. I'm sorry. If Gary's daughter is doing this, you ain't
right.
shit.
And things like that, that's normally like an enabling situation. So, once you let them come back and overstay their welcome, and they get comfortable, it's hard to get them out of there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, as you see, people still in their 50s and still acting like they kids and whatnot. But they'll go to wherever the money is. You must have the established house that they could come to and they feel comfortable. You know? So yeah, that's a tough situation right there. You know. But anyway, yeah. Out over. In. And again, we want to, excuse me?
You're going in and out your mic. Try it again.
Okay, let me turn this off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Anyway, everybody, listen. Make sure you guys go and like and subscribe to this page. Again, we're trying to build this page up so we can keep bringing you guys great topics every week. And we want it to get bigger and better. And we need you guys' help. So please to the page and like and subscribe to the page. And again, remember, we have a second show without champagne on Sunday night at 7:00. And
son of a biscuit.
Right, it's called Cultural Nightcap every Sunday with one of my high school friends, and we get deep on that. You know what I'm saying? And we need y'all to come on over there and support that too.
Chuck, he don't love you like I love you.
What you got to say?
Also, you guys, I think we should also, we've gotten more people who's checking us out. Check my stories on Instagram. If you're interested in checking out the YouTube channel, please go and follow it and just click it. It'll direct you to it. On my Facebook, check in the comments, click it takes you right to it. If you got topics you want us to talk about, drop them down in our comments. We would love to see what you guys want to talk about. And don't forget, I'm at 9:00 True Crime with your bestie at Better Be Me on YouTube. Check me out. That's what I got.
All right, y'all. So tune in the same place, same time next week, Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern time right here. Please come back and support us and tell all your friends and everybody to tune in. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.